John, can you take us back to Chennai and why you went there and what your experiences were?
Yeah, sure. Basically, we learnt about Chennai and the work that was going on there through a close friend of ours, Lisa, who had grown up, known one of the guys that had set up the orphanage. There's an orphanage out there, and that has then progressed into, it's a children's home actually, isn't it? There's a children's home out there, which has then progressed into loads of different things that they work out there in Chennai. And so through Lisa telling us about the work that she'd been involved in, what she'd been hearing and what she'd been kind of praying for as well, we just got a little bit interested, and then there was this opportunity to go out there and just help with some of the things that they were involved in. Specifically, they'd started doing a hands and crafts thing for quite a few widows that had, because of the tsunami that had hit Chennai a few years earlier. So we just went out there without really knowing what we were going to be getting involved in, but just knowing that we were just going to be there to help in anything that we could, really. And so that's how we got involved.
And Emma, when you went there, was it a shock, surprise, an education?
Yeah, well, when we got to Chennai, we stayed at the children's home for a few days. We actually slept there and sort of immersed ourselves into the life that the children have in the home. Yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was very humbling, and to see, you know, the standard of living that they have out there and what we have here and we just take for granted. You know, we have so much more. The children were amazing in the children's home, and the one thing that I took from it was how much they value their education, which is such a contrast to our society and the children in our society now, where so many, you know, don't really value their education at all. But the children in Chennai, the ones at the children's home, were educated every day, and they were up at 5 o'clock every morning doing their homework and their studies, and they would do it as soon as they got in from school as well. And they worked just so hard because they knew that without an education, they're probably not going to be able to get a job, and that's the only way out of the poverty cycle. So yeah, that was amazing, just to see kids that actually enjoyed going to school.
Would you go back?
Definitely, yeah, we would definitely go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite far to go out to India, and what with both of us being working full time as well, you have to sort of work around that. But we would definitely go back at some point in the next few years, and we've got close relationship now with the family that run EHSO, the children's home out there. So, you know, and they come over here to England as well, so we've kept in contact with them, and we would definitely go back. And you know, we're doing fundraising things to support them as much as we can, as and when required as well. So, because
we're here at the Thorough Christian Fellowship, so what would you say was as part of your faith, or strengthened your faith in any way?
Yeah, I would definitely say it's part of my faith. I think seeing how much Vijay and Sangeeta do out there as well is just a real big challenge, and something that is just really encouraged us to do as much as possible as well with what sometimes we feel is little that we've got. It's still really important to just offer that up and just allow it to be used, basically. So yeah, I would definitely say it's a big challenge and has strengthened, and yeah, without a doubt.
Well, what do you say to people who often say, well, what are you doing down in India when there is poverty, there is people with life expectancy in Essex, in pockets of Essex, and why people might say, why aren't you going out there and helping?
Yeah, I mean, well, we do things in the community here as well, so you know, we help as much as we can, but I think it's a different level of poverty over in India. You know, yes, certainly there's people in this country that aren't very well off, but out there, you know, it's just so many people are so poor. When you go out to India, one of the first things that hits you is just how crowded it is and how many thousands of people there are everywhere you look, and there's just such a level of poverty that we just haven't experienced anywhere else in the world. And we've been to other places as well on sort of mission trips, but India's a sort of a different extreme, really, and you know, there's so much need there, and if we can help in any way, then we definitely want to be part of that.
There was a poster that kept coming up on quite a few of the walls when we were out there, which was nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something.
Yeah.
And I think it was just one of those things where this opportunity arose, and so we grasped it and just went. And so I think it's just important to take every opportunity, whether that's in the UK, it's really important to take those, but also out in India and everywhere you can. Because you can't do everything, but what you can do, you should.